Yourself.
Well, thank you. It's about that time, so I'm so excited to finally be on this show. My name is Dominique. I am founder of ASA Ambition, which is a youth platform that teaches young men how to create their own opportunities. And I'm also a personal development strategist to help people clarify their vision so they can finally launch their business.
Yes, indeed. Listen, if you have a business idea, you listen to what I said. If you have a business idea, this is the man that you need to get with in order to bring that to fruition. Real talk. So definitely, I'm so grateful to have you. And before we get into the business, I just want us to get a little opened up. So tell us a little bit about your upbringing. Are you from here in Augusta?
I claim Augusta
Okay.
because I've been here about 10, 11 years, but
Yeah, that's like me.
I'm a
That's like
military
me.
brat, so I've been moving around a whole lot. And I've been in Hawaii, Louisiana, Oklahoma,
Oh,
going to Germany.
He done been. He's internationally known, is what he's saying.
Hey, I'm trying to get there. But I'm a military brat, and I just been involved in the community. In undergrad, Augusta University, me and a friend, we started on a student organization, and we just said, hey man, we wanna get these guys involved, and we just don't want to be involved on campus. We want to be involved outside the campus. And those of you that's familiar with Augusta, we have a lot of nonprofits in the area. So one thing that we had to understand,
like we have the highest number of nonprofits in the state of Georgia.
yeah. So one thing we had to do research and understand that one of the biggest things that nonprofits need is volunteer support. So we just say, you know what, we're gonna be that organization, gonna be that volunteer support, be that link. Every time they have something going on, they contact us. They need volunteers so we can be involved. And by doing that and being so heavily involved in the youth, that's when I really started understanding that, wow, I really have a purpose in this. I really have a passion for this, and I'm actually good at it.
No doubt, no doubt. And I'm grateful that you answered that calling, because not all too often, people sit on their gift. I talk about it all the time where people will just sit on their gift. Sometimes they feel as if they're not, they're not adequate enough, or whatever the case may be. I find a lot of people comparing themselves to others, but you can't do that, man. You have to know that if it's something inside of you, it got to come out. I told somebody that today. Matter of fact, my friend, this is back home in New York. Me and her went to grade school together, and she's finally going to be releasing her book of poetry. And I told her, I'm so glad that, you're deciding to go ahead and release it. I said, because somebody out there needs what you got. Somebody needs what you got. So I'm definitely grateful that you are doing what you're doing. And let us know, exactly what it is that you do. Because you mentioned that you have your organization, and then you also are being like the affiliate for the nonprofit. So what exactly is it what's your title that you do for a living? I'll say you're just the entrepreneur of everything and such.
Yeah, so I'm so for ASA Ambition you're talking about, or just on career-wise?
Career-wise in general.
Okay, so career-wise, I work for the Area Agency on Aging, and I help a lot of elderly and people that have disabilities and need resources so they can be comfortable in their own home. So obviously, when you're not able to do certain things as you get older, you're gonna need some resources. And if you don't have those resources, you may end up in a nursing home. A lot of our folks don't want to be in a nursing home. So we have to get them connected to those resources. And, a lot of that population, they're just not too aware of the resources that are available to them. So it's our job to help them get connected, or if they just need help applying for certain things, where that link is for that.
That's so cool. That actually reminds me, as I was mentioning to them, I had the EOA here in April for Financial Literacy Month, and I also had AARP here, and that's exactly what they do. And I was glad to find out now that you could be an AARP member. Like, remember before you had to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You had to be like 50 or something.
Yeah.
No, I could be a part of the AARP and take advantage of those discounts, is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So that's definitely a good thing, and what you're doing, even, for living outside of your entrepreneurship. Now, I do have to ask, because I asked all of my entrepreneurs, what was it that inspired you to take the route of becoming an entrepreneur?
Well, it was simply it's the problem. When I'm just a problem solver. So when I'm involved in the youth and I enjoy what I'm doing, it's not that I just enjoy what I'm doing, but I enjoy being that solution to a lot of guys, or just to the youth period. So it's a lot of things growing up. When I was in high school, I wish that somebody would have told me a few things.
You ain't never lied.
Just understanding my passion, understanding how to discover your purpose, how to, if you want to start your own thing, where do you start? So I want to be that guy I wish I had growing up when it come down to the youth.
That's a fact. There's a lot of things that I personally can certainly attest to. One thing that I grew up on, and this was something that now I'm finding that I don't see too much, but there are some women right here that I know. Shout out to Whitney Hudson and everything that she's doing with young ladies. But when I was a kid, we had charm school, and I ain't talking about that Flavor of Love stuff that y'all seen on the TV. I'm talking about real charm school where they teach you how to become a young lady, a woman. They teach you the different things. I'm talking about from etiquette to how you set the table, all types of stuff. And so I'm definitely glad that you saw the need. And like you said, you were a problem solver. So you went in and, you made it happen. With that being said, guys, like I said, he is the guru. And if you ask me, for a long time, I just was watching him from afar, and then we finally were able to connect. So I'm grateful for that.
That's a large title.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? So how did you come up with the concept of your brand identity as it relates to ASA Ambition?
Okay, so with ASA Ambition, I was all over the place in the beginning. I was trying to address all these things, and I just focused on just the key areas that were really hindering young black men in school, career-wise, and so forth. So obviously I just realized I was all over the place, and I needed to really fine-tune what this thing was going to be about, who Dominique's going to be about, and so forth. So, the entrepreneurship and the business events really just was so impactful. It just flowed so well. It just made such a huge impact in the community. So I said, this is something that we're going to really focus on. We want to focus on, helping them understand not just how to start their own business, but one thing I love about entrepreneurship, you cannot talk about entrepreneurship and not discuss your self-identity, not discuss, self-awareness and so forth. So I love the fact that even though we're talking about business, we're talking about your passion. We're talking about your purpose. We're talking about you understanding how to discover your skills, your gifts, how to carry yourself and so forth. So that's why we really stuck with that.
I love it. Y'all are doing phenomenal things, and you have quite a few events. We're going to get into that in just a moment, because the one you got coming up, I'm just telling you, you got some amazing people that's on there. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into that in just a moment. But what I also want to know, what is the mission that you have with ASA Ambition? What's you guys' mission statement?
Well, our job is to help youth understand their vision, how to create their own opportunities and monetize their ideas. So, when they have that gift, they have a skill, they have an idea, that's excellent, but we're gonna really teach you how to really monetize that, how to push it forward. So we're not just telling these kids, oh, you have to go into business. It's just telling them, like, look, you got another option. But since we're telling you have another option, this is how you go about doing it.
That's amazing. And I'm gonna put a pin right there, because it's so funny. What's your brother in the band? Lawrence.
Chase.
Right. He made a status, and he was saying, all I'm gonna say was like just yesterday. He was like, do you charge people for your time? Do you make money off of your time, or do you make money from your gifts and skills?
Yeah.
And so it just took me right to this interview, because I know that what you do is you teach people how to pretty much do both.
And the crazy thing is, he was actually one of my presenters. The first entrepreneurship event we had, he was one of the presenters, and the young guys loved him. I think he was talking about branding or whatever the case may be, but they just really just grasped on to his message.
For sure, because he has a really good, shout out to Travis. He has a very good way of communicating, man. That's a good brother. Matter of fact, we got him. We actually gonna have him on Goddess Gossip on the 24th. So listen. That show right there is gonna be phenomenal. But outside of that, what are some of the services that you guys offer? So I know you do your events, mm-hmm. and at your events, you guys have different presenters and things of that nature. But outside of that, when you're not doing events, what exactly do you guys offer?
Well, outside of the workshops, we have the entrepreneurship workshops that focus on marketing, focus on branding. introduction to entrepreneurship and so forth. I'm also a personal development strategist, so a lot of people reach out to me when they just have all these crazy ideas. They just all over the place. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin. I help them really clarify their vision. And that's where a lot of people struggle at. They have something, they have this great idea, but they don't have a clear destination. They don't have a clear vision of what they really want to accomplish. So when you have that clear vision, it really helps you, really fine tune what steps you need to put in place so you can really accomplish what you want to accomplish. And a lot of people also, they reach out to me just to collaborate with them when it comes down to events, whatever events they want to do. They see me always presenting on different events, so they trust me to really execute that event so it can be impactful.
Absolutely. And now I'm telling y'all, listen, I have only seen like the live videos and things of that nature. As a matter of fact, you did a live with, what's her name? Destiny? Is that her name?
Yeah, Destiny.
That was phenomenal. She's amazing. So I'll be watching. I'm telling you, it's always good for me when I literally, manifestation is real. I'm going to just put that out there to you guys, that manifestation is really real. And so a lot of the people that you guys see behind the mic at the Community Corner with K-Love, I literally manifested them in my life, in that I watch people and I see what they do, and we don't even have to know each other, because I promise you, me and Dominique, today is our first day meeting each other, but I feel like I know the brother because I have been watching him for quite some time behind the scenes, just, seeing everything that he's doing. And so I just have to put it out there, guys. You have to believe that whatever it is that you want to do, it can be done. Period. It can be done. And so I'm just grateful for the opportunity to have you here. And just let the people know that manifestation is really real.
Definitely. Somebody always watching.
That's an absolute fact. That's why, you know what? I got to be real with you. I got to be real. I really made a post. I made a post about that the other day, because I was like, sometimes I just want to post any and everything. Every once in a while, I want to just tell somebody about themselves. Then I got to realize, you got to pipe down, baby. You got to bring it back in. Bring it back in. You might have to take that over to Snapchat or something. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because the world is looking, for sure. Now, how do you go about advertising and marketing your brand, and why is that so important when it comes down to being in business?
Well, it's important so people know what you actually offer. People know that you actually exist. But obviously, social media is very big. Radio, like we're doing now, media, email marketing is very big. So, every time you communicating with people and being out there in the community and really collaborating with other people, getting those emails and connecting with different people. But you got to really put yourself out there. Mm-hmm. And, it's very tiring. It can be tiring at times. It can be a little aggravating, but you have to really put yourself out there. You have to really tell people what you're actually offering. I know a lot of people on my timeline, they have a lot of different or great products and services, but they're not telling people what they actually offer. Mm-hmm. So you have to really be verbal on what you really offer, and people are going to really understand, and the word's going to get out.
That's a fact, guys. You got to put yourself out there, is what he's saying. You can't wait for nobody to come do it for you. Don't get me wrong. Every once in a while, that will happen, but you really got to put yourself out there, period. You have to brand and market yourself, because honestly, nobody is going to come if you don't put it out there. So definitely, that I would say that's one of the most important things, is just letting it be known, what you do, what services you offer, what attributes you possess, so that people are more likely to even be a part of whatever it is that you have going on. Now, what do you attribute your success? Because you to me, you have a great amount of success in everything that you're doing. And so what would you say has, contributed to that success factor?
Really just my faith in God, and just really understanding the gifts that's within me. So I think whatever you do, you have to really, really have confidence in the gifts and the skills that you have. And if you don't, it's going to really show. So no matter what, whether it's just this interview, whether it's me hitting the stage, whether it's an event, I'm already, in my mind, I'm already visualizing success. In my mind, I'm already saying that this is going to be
manifestation, is what he said.
Exactly. So you have to really walk that walk and talk that talk. And, sometimes we allow all this negativity from wherever to really get into our minds, and we constantly rehearse that on a regular basis. And when you constantly rehearse that, you're gonna really actually project that. So you have to, at all times, you have to understand that you are more than capable. That's something I quote to myself every single morning, every single night, that I'm more than capable. And you have to develop a plan. Whatever I want to do, I'm always developing a plan. That's one of the biggest things that I tell my kids in my program. You can't say you're gonna do something you don't have a plan. You gotta write stuff down. So every young man that's in my workshop, they always have a notepad and pen. You're not gonna walk out without any notes.
And that's good. That's good. Let me tell you something. When I go to an event, especially when there's kids involved, and I see them with pen and paper, I automatically can tell, okay, that's the one that's serious. Mm-hmm. That's the one that really is taking in whatever is being said. Even when you go to church, you know what I'm saying? When you see the kids with the pen and paper, oh yeah, they taking this thing serious. So you gotta have a plan, because proper planning prevents poor performance, and that's something that I heard years and long time ago. But I promise you, it has been proven to be so, because if you don't have a plan, you are bound to get lost in the sauce. You're bound to get lost somewhere along the line. So definitely make sure that you got a plan. And once you got that idea and you have your plan, even if you don't have the plan, you got the idea, hit up Dominique Bond is what I'm telling you.
Go ahead.
Just hit him up so he can help you out with executing whatever
line up those thoughts you got.
I'm telling you. Now, what are your goals as it relates to being an entrepreneur and the future of your brand?
Well, I want to be full time in my business and in my craft. That's the ultimate goal. I just want to continue traveling within my business, having these workshops in different areas, because I want other communities doing this at the same time. I want to inspire other kids in other areas that, hey, you have this gift, you have this skill. Let's show you how to monetize this thing. I want more kids understanding and believing themselves that they can make this thing happen. So I just want to continue traveling. I want to just continue impacting more people, and I'm good. I'm full.
I love it. Now, you mentioned you keep on mentioning kids, right? So I want to know, what is the age group for when you're doing your events and things? What's the age group?
Well, for ASA Ambition, the youth program, the age group is 10 to 17.
Perfect timing. That's a perfect time in life to figure out what you want to do with life.
Most definitely.
Is what I'm saying.
And the thing is, the great thing is, they it's not just about me. It's they're in front of other entrepreneurs. So month in and month out, you always seeing different entrepreneurs that look like you, that may not look like you, and they're doing this, they're doing that, and you're hearing entrepreneurship in so many different areas because it's very broad. So there's no one way to do things. So for them to see how all these different people do things, the mindset that they had, the people that they kept around themselves, that's really teaching them life skills as well. Absolutely.
So it's one thing I love about the entire program is that it's bigger than whoever's standing behind the mic. Okay, so he has, like he mentioned, he has a variety of entrepreneurs that come to each of these events, and we're going to get into this one that's coming up very soon. And each time you have different people, for instance, you got an artist, like literally somebody that paints, draws, etc. And the thing about it is, you have kids that's all they do. They can't understand. Like, you have kids in school that really can't grasp the concept of math. They can't grasp the concept of these different things, but when it comes to art, they are phenomenal. So, you put them in front of another artist that is making a living off of their art. You put them in front of somebody that does music. That's one of the biggest things that, kids nowadays, They want to get into music. And some of them want to do, rapping. Some of them want to sing. Some of them want to take part in the producing aspect of it. So the fact that you have all of these different entrepreneurs to stand before them and let them know, like, look, this is real. You can do this in life and you can monetize. I always tell everybody, including kids, a 4-year college degree is nice, but it's not for everybody. You don't have to necessarily have a business degree to run a business. You can take those ideas, the ideas that you have, and you can cultivate them to become your business.
Exactly.
So I definitely...
I don't need to add anything else to that.
Yeah. Real talk. What was I saying next? Okay, so what is unique You've given us all of the different things, but I'm still going to ask you, what is unique about the service that you do provide with ASA Ambition?
Well, the unique thing is that we primarily focus on, business and financial education. Last year, the workshops that we had, I used to just sit back and just be like, man, I'm so jealous of all these gems that they're getting. They learning about real estate. They're learning about stocks. They're learning about personal finances.
Told us that in life.
I mean, it was just crazy, and that's what really different. That's the different thing about what we got going on. Just the business aspect, the financial education, and so forth. So we really want them to get all those jewels that we wish we had when we were young, because we all made some bonehead moves financially.
That's a fact. If I had just half, not even half, just like a quarter of the financial sense that I have now, then, man, listen, I wouldn't be so far in debt, is what I'm telling y'all. That's what I'm saying. So that's a good thing, because I do think that those are things that are missing. Those, honestly, if you ask me, that is something they need a course in school on financial literacy. I mean, they teach us math. They teach us about money, but they don't teach us how to manage it. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. And the thing is, I'm glad you mentioned that, because there's programs out there. Our schools are lacking in some areas, but if you're a parent, you're just primarily relying on the school system.
You don't know when to fail.
When the community is providing these things, it's really on you now. So if you are more than capable of bringing your child to these programs, and not just my program, other programs, that's really on you. So it's a lot of people that's stepping up and saying, look, the schools are not providing this, so we're gonna come up with a program or an event that's gonna provide X, Y, and Z.
And that's a fact. And I'm glad that you mentioned that. Parents, it is way more than sending your kid to school. If you know that when you went to school, you didn't learn everything that you needed in life, you definitely need to know that in 2018, there are things that your kid is not getting just from that 8 to 9 hours in school. So you have people like Dominique, you have people like my girl Whitney Hudson, you have people like Miss Alika Moody that will be my guest tonight on God is Gossip, that have these different things and programs, events that your kids can be a part of and gain all of this information at an early age. Set them up for success early, and that way when they do get older, they already have an understanding of how things work in the world, period. Tell us, I know you mentioned that you've been heavily involved in the community, so tell us about some of that involvement in the community.
Well, planning all kind of events. So I know last year me and Christopher, we developed this program, this event called Step by Step, and this was just an event for.
You're talking about Topher?
Not Topher.
Okay.
Not Topher, but this event, it really is focused on the single fathers. So we just had these lawyers that came out, these attorneys that came out. They really taught them about their rights. A lot of fathers don't know about their rights.
Yes.
So that was awesome.
Can we get that again? Because it's so crazy. DJ Swag, do you remember when I tagged you? I tagged you in a post on Facebook. They were actually doing something just like that, but it was in Atlanta, where they had an event for single fathers, and they had lawyers, judges, all of that. And I was like, yo, the Band of Brothers need to do something like this.
They
right.
They had an actual, I think like a 3-day event.
Mm-hmm.
And they had, like you said, lawyers, judges, advocates, child support agents that were volunteering at the time, and they literally was a workshop just for men to help them with
I think that's
system.
phenomenal. I think that is something that needs to be going down on a quarterly. Like on a quarterly, there needs to be something for these men. And I mean, whether they're single father or not, that's something that's necessary, because there's so many men out here that are just getting, for lack of better words, screwed by the system. I mean, you have good men that's out here doing what they need to do, trying their hardest, working 2-3 jobs, got a business on the hustle, on the side, this, that, and the third, and they still cannot make ends meet, or they still, running the risk of going to jail for child support, all this type of stuff. So once you know better, you educate yourself, you can definitely do better, especially in that area. So we need that again. We gonna work on that again.
It definitely need to happen again, most definitely.
For sure. Anything else in the community that you got going on? Well, not that you got going on. I don't want to say that just yet. Anything else in the community, that you've been involved in, or, whether it was your event or that you've just been involved in general?
It's just so many different events. Just a lot of youth events, being and speaking at a lot of different events, a lot of different speaking engagements for the adults, just showing them how to really take advantage of their platform, how to really excel on a higher level in their platform and so forth. I'm real big on helping people clarify their vision, helping people, really take advantage of the opportunity that they have and so forth. So a lot of different events. So I just can't name all of them.
That's cool. Listen, he is the event man. I'm telling y'all, if you get your idea, okay? I challenge y'all. If y'all listening to me, if y'all under the sound of my voice, first of all, if you're under the sound of my voice, I need you to go ahead and download the Round Here Radio app. If you have an Android, if you have an iPhone, you can tune in with us through Amazon Radio, TuneIn Radio. You can even tell Alexa to go ahead and have you tuned in to Round Here Radio, because that's what I need you to do. But if you're under the sound of my voice, I challenge you, get that idea. Because, some of y'all 40, 50 years old, and y'all got ideas that been in your brain since you was 20.
It's that time.
It's time, and it's never too late. As long as you still got breath in your body, it's something for you to get done on this earth. I promise you. So hit up Dominique with these ideas, guys, and allow him to help you to cultivate and bring that idea to fruition, for real. Now, if you had some advice, this is a good one. If you had some advice for those seeking to start their own business or even improve, the business that they have, what would you share with them?
One of the biggest things that we just don't understand is really clarifying the problem that you're addressing with your business. So your business, for the most part, or really your business is solving some type of problem, but some of us are just so broad with our problem. Our business is so broad. We're trying to develop another Walmart, and so forth, and you just can't do everything. So a lot of people, they just have all these different hustles and so forth. And I'm not saying you can't have your hustle, but when your mind is in so many different areas, it's so hard to really fine tune what you really want to.
What he's saying is it's okay to be good, but you gotta be great in something. If you got all of these ideas, that just means that you're good here, and here. You gotta take that and fine tune it so that you can make that one idea great, is my interpretation. And I think that that's very important, because I know even me, that still is some of my biggest challenges, that I have all of these ideas and I just need to fine tune them so that I can make sure I'm going in the right direction, because I never want to be mediocre. That ain't never even a part of my vocabulary. So, guys, I'm telling you, get with Dominique Bond if you have an idea. That's all you need, is the idea, is what I'm telling you. All you need is the thought, the idea, and let me say this. You can't just have the idea and don't think you're going to do no work, okay? Because you have to work. You have to work. You have to work at whatever it is that you want to do. Ain't nothing coming to you overnight. Ain't nothing going to be dropped in your lap. I'm not telling you that Dominique is going to wave a magic wand and you're going to have this business set up exactly. No. You got to work, man. You got to do your research. You have to understand the market that you're going in. All that good stuff plays a part. Am I right? That's
absolutely correct. And that's why I wanted to, come out with my own book. Because so many people been reaching out to me for the same thing.
Didn't you mention that on Facebook not too long ago?
I think I did.
You did.
But, I had so many people reaching out to me for the same thing, and I realized they was not doing certain things. So I just said, you know what? I want to write a book, but you know what? People are telling me what my next book should be about. So I came out with Executing Your Vision, because there was so many different things when it came down to not writing your vision, when it came down to not speaking things into existence, when it came down to, not helping out others. When you're saying you're lacking support, you're not supporting other people. The list goes on and on. Not developing a team. We want to develop a business, but we don't have a team. We're just trying to do everything on our own. So that's why I really wanted to come out with that book, and it's called Executing Your Visions on Amazon. And I really do think, if you're in that early stages, that's going to really help you get started at least.
I love it. I love it. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because the next question that I have for you was, how do you suggest one is to establish credibility, especially for those that are just beginning?
So this is an excellent question. I think I did a live video on this one time. But, how do you establish credibility? And number one is how you treat folks. That's something that we know, but
Word is bond.
we don't incorporate that. So we're not treating folks right. We're talking about everybody. We're not holding our word. If you want to get into business, you're going to have to hold your word. If you say you're going to email somebody, email. If you say you're going to provide this product to them in 7 days, do that.
Honor your commitment.
Honor your commitment. So another thing is really put yourself out there. When you're really out there, people gonna be familiar with your face. People are gonna talk about you and so forth. So what events are you going to? Well, to go to a lot of workshops, because like I said, I help people clarify their vision. I help people, when things are confusing, I bring clarity to your thoughts. So I love to go to workshops, and I like to introduce what I do. Another thing is testimonials. Testimonials are very, very important. So if you have a product or a service and somebody has, tested that out or actually bought that, make sure you get a written testimonial or maybe get a video testimonial. Those things are very, very valuable, and that's going to really hold some weight. So there's so many different things that people can do to really have that credibility. And my last thing is collaboration. Don't hesitate to collaborate with different people. That's another way that you get your name out there. We always say it's all about who you know, but it's who knows you as well.
That's a fact.
And that's very, very important. Some people, they don't want to fool with you until they see you with certain people. That's just the way some folks are in certain areas. So I'm not just saying just work with people just because of who they are, but be open-minded to working with different people.
Now, we're about to run out of time. You got to tell them exactly what's going on with this event this Saturday and how they can get in touch with you.
May 19th, this Saturday, we're teaching the kids how to monetize their skills and their gifts. That's at University of Phoenix at 10 a.m. That's for young men 10 to 17. We're teaching them how to monetize their gifts and skills. So that's at University of Phoenix this Saturday at 10 a.m. July 14th is our Positive Male Leadership Conference. That's for the men. It's going to be about business, finance, personal development, professionalism, and that's July 14th. Go to Eventbrite and you'll see Positive Male Leadership Conference for more information.
How can everybody get in touch with you?
DominiqueBond.com. All my information is there. DominiqueBond.com. DominiqueBond.com. All my information is there if you need any assistance.
I appreciate you, man. And y'all already know, January to December, something is always going on. I'm just trying to be the one to put the community on. We had an amazing show today. I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in with us. And y'all come back with me this evening for the launch of Goddess Gossip from 7 to 9 with my girl, Jamila Dukes. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I'm signing out.
Number one indie hip hop and R&B station. Check us out on our website at